Hi everyone. Um, so yeah, I'm getting a little late start today with the daily reading. I had a lot of stuff I had to do this morning, but I did want to hop on and I wanted to let everybody know first, just getting business stuff out of the way. All of the jewelry is on sale on my website. The 30-minute live readings are on sale. Don't forget about the Scorpio birthday reading special. That will be over next Saturday on November 30th. That is the last day Scorpio will be available. Sagittarius is still available. And those are really, really good deals on reading. So if you want to get a birthday reading, um, I would take advantage of it because they're better deals than even when I have just like the readings on sale, like on regular sale. They're better than that. They're better deals than that. So what else? Oh, the one question readings, the $30 one question readings, I'm actually going to be sending those out on Sunday. Sunday and Monday, those 2 days, Sunday and Monday. So if you need a question answered really fast, like a quick question answered, they'll be done on Sunday and Monday this week. So the 24th and the 25th. Yeah, that's right. I didn't think about that. So yeah, if you want to get a question done, that. And I think that's it. I just wanted to make sure I got all of that out of the way first. If I think of anything else, I'll let you know. Oh yeah, if you haven't watched the workshop yet, that's only going to be available until the end of the year. The replay of the workshop that I did this year, the self-alignment workshop, is only going to be available until the end of the year. That's cheaper than a reading. So, well, it's cheaper than a 30-minute reading. So, and it's like it's 2 hours long. And it's really awesome because it talks about how you're blocking yourself in your life, and how to stop so that you can manifest living your best life. And everything that's in the workshop, like I built the workshop through my own experiences and everything that I had to do to unblock myself and be able to manifest my life. And manifesting your best life does not mean that your life is perfect. And that's a really big misconception when it comes to wanting to manifest stuff. People think that if you're manifesting your best life and your life doesn't look like super glamorous or super this or people think that manifesting your best life depends on the way that it looks. And actually manifesting your best life starts from the alignment within yourself. And that's the biggest misconception. The reason why manifestations don't work is people are trying to manifest from a place of making themselves feel better by getting things, the environmental factors, right? But if we were to really look at manifestations and where it starts with your heart. It's everything that's going to be for your best and highest good. Okay. And that's what we talk about in the workshop. So today's really interesting. The last couple of days, and it's not just because Mercury went direct, because actually Mercury is still stationed, really. Mercury is moving again, but it's very, very slow. Yesterday was like the halt. It's so funny when everybody's like, oh my God, I feel so much better because Mercury is going direct now. Mercury is moving forward. We still have 2 weeks before before Mercury actually is at its regular speed, like the speed that it would normally be at. Right now it's stationed. Yesterday it was stationed direct, so we're starting to move forward a little bit. I know that air is easier for me, but I know that it's not just because of that. The moon being in Virgo really, really helped me become a little bit more grounded because, and I swear, I don't know what it was about this Scorpio season. And I've noticed that it's other Scorpio seasons, that like in the past, I've been this way as well. But I really am like an emo teenager during Scorpio season. Like I'm like walking around, I wear black, that kind of thing. So I was really emotional. It wasn't the worst Mercury retrograde I've ever been through, but it wasn't easy. And a lot of it I noticed because my environment has changed so much that didn't even have to deal with other people very much because I have really good boundaries now. It was more of having to deal with myself. And that's like the hardest part to do when you're wanting to do better things. Anyway, so The moon is in Virgo. It will be moving into Libra tonight. So if you are an earth sign, like earth signs, we had it really tough. I don't know why it was so hard for us to get through this Mercury retrograde, but just having this grounding that's happening. Now, remember, as we move into the weekend, and it's starting already. It's like 2 degrees away, the Mars opposite Uranus. It'll be exact on Sunday. So that momentum of Mars opposite Uranus on Sunday, the momentum following up to that, and especially because it's the holidays, and like in the United States, we have Thanksgiving next week. And so everybody's going to be out shopping for their Thanksgiving dinners. And some people are even Christmas shopping already. Please, 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 starting today, make sure before you go out into the world, you are grounding yourself, you are meditating, you have a mantra to say to yourself if something comes up. For example, I will be forever asking myself for the next week or so, and probably even into January, and I'll tell you why here in a minute, and into 2020, and I'll tell you why here in a minute. But my mantra from now on is going to be, is this worth disturbing my peace? I'm always going to ask myself that, and then I'm going to just like breathe and find my center, right? Finding your center is a really big deal. And if you don't know how to find your center, join us for our meditation and Reiki healing circles. Even during the rituals, we do the Reiki healing. We also do all the alignment. I teach you how to align your chakras. I teach you how to get grounded. I teach you how to protect your energy, and we manifest. It's really fun. So if you want to register for that, in the link in the description box, as well as the self-alignment, that link's in the description box. So, but if you're having trouble aligning yourself, guess what I didn't do, you guys? That's right. It's not on Do Not Disturb. So yes, and the sun is trining Chiron today. Chiron is in Aries. Or the sun it's not today, but the sun will be trining Chiron tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow, and because the sun actually moves into Sagittarius at 8 tomorrow morning, or 9. It's like close to 9 in the morning, I think. So tomorrow is the first day of Sagittarius season. I do want to let you guys know, the general readings are not going to start coming out until next week. I'm going to like knock out the love readings this week for the rest of the year. This weekend, I'm going to do that, for the next 3 to 4 days. And, I wanted to get all that done this week, but I had to be kind to my energy because, you all know, it's been really, like I said, before Mercury retrograde started, it was going to be an interesting one. And not necessarily bad, and not necessarily like fantastic, or like not, it was eventful. We'll put it that way. It was very eventful. Probably more so for some than others. But yeah, we don't have to talk about it anymore, except I do feel like with the shadow period, there will be something like you're going to have to kind of go back and fix all the confusing stuff that happened during the retrograde. So like these next 2 weeks, it's sort of like cleanup time. That song just popped up in my head, the one that my son sings at school, clean up, everybody, everywhere. So yeah, like the next 2 weeks is like cleanup. And then this Mars and Uranus thing on Sunday. Oh, and then the thing that I was going to talk about, grounding yourself and really having a mantra, and making sure that you are checking in, like I call it the check-in. I'm checking in with myself all the time. We have the new moon in Sagittarius on Tuesday. That's going to be with the Venus Jupiter at the galactic center and Mars opposite Uranus. So it's going to be a very highly charged new moon. And there will be changes. Like there will be probably some endings, probably lots of beginnings, but this new moon is definitely going to bring some changes. And then we have and this is the last new moon before the eclipse on Christmas. And I'm confused because for some people I'm seeing it on the 26th, for some people I'm seeing it on the 25th. just an FYI, we will probably do that that new moon eclipse ritual that Friday evening. So it'll be after the eclipse actually happens. We'll probably do it then. But yeah, so we have that. And then next year, and it's already they're already starting to come together. They're about 4 degrees apart right now, but Saturn and Pluto will be conjuncting, and that we'll talk about that a little bit more, but that's a really big thing that's happening in 2020. A lot of people are like, oh, 2020 is going to be like rainbows and butterflies compared to 2019. If you're listening to an astrologer that's going to tell you that 2020 was easier than 2019, it's not. We're not going to really have a lot of let up when it comes to cosmic energy for another couple of years. That's not a bad thing. When I say that to you guys, I don't want you to get all negative and think that that's a bad thing, because it's not. It's 100% not. This just promotes a lot of change, and it promotes a lot of growth. The earth, the new vibrational earth, we're all rising up. We're all leveling up right now. And the cosmic energy helps us do that. And so once you start looking at it as a way for you to positively help you grow in your spiritual journey, you stop looking at it like, oh my God, Mercury retrograde's coming. Oh my God, Saturn and Pluto are going to be conjunct. Oh my God, another eclipse. Oh my God, another full moon. Like, I can't handle, right? When you start to learn how to handle, and a lot of that is by taking control of your own emotions. And a lot of ways to take control of your own emotions is by not reacting to people, and learning how to not react, right? I hope that made sense. All right. Do I want to use these cards? I do. Let's see. Okay. You know, I feel like things are changing, not necessarily because we willed them to change, but it's sort of just time to change. Like, you can't hold on to the ideas of the past, right? So I have the Hierophant, I have the 9 of Cups, and I have the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like the shift in energy, it's okay. So this is the scenario that's coming up in my head right now. There's something that you really wanted, and you manifested, and it was actually kind of something that what I would call your old life. Like, I call it my old life before my spiritual awakening, where I was a project manager in telecommunications for 15 years, where I was, a PTA mom, and I took care, it was like I don't think I ever 100% fit in anywhere, but I always tried to. But that's the thing, is like, whatever, there's something that you started manifesting back then, whether that was 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, however long it was. Maybe it was last week when you started going through your spiritual awakening and you had your catalyst. Whatever it was in your it feels like it was in your old life. It feels like you had manifested this from a place, from your old existence, your old life. you wanted it, and and you didn't realize you were manifesting it. Obviously, if you hadn't gone through your spiritual awakening yet, you wouldn't even know what manifestation was. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. I'm not going to have that argument with anybody. What I'm saying here is I feel like with this 9 of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune, I literally want to say that I feel like it's starting to come to fruition. The energy shifted in some way, and where you were back then, it was almost a premonition. That's the word I want to use. There was some kind of premonition that you had in your old life about something that you wanted for the future, whether it was a relationship, whether it was, I don't know, a new living somewhere else, a new job, whatever it was. Like, this is for maybe some people who back in their old life, they'd always thought and dreamt of owning their own business. Not until after their spiritual awakening, their own business started to come to fruition, because now they realized they had a purpose in what their business should be, right? Okay, so I feel like you were starting to manifest something in your old life, and now the tables have turned. The energy has shifted. The wheel is moving, right? And the reason why I don't feel like this was like a hardcore, I know that I'm trying to manifest something, because I'm sitting here with the 9 of Cups, and I'm like, it'd be really nice to be able to do this, that kind of thing. It's not, it's not like I'm going to do like a new moon ritual and manifest something new into my life. It's not in that way. And I feel like you got a lot of resistance with this for a very long time. So you almost forgot about it, or you put it on a back shelf. And doesn't have to be a business. It could be like writing a book. It could be, whatever that is. Like this for me would be, oh gosh, I don't even know, because I don't need much. I don't even know. I guess maybe writing a book would be something that could be for me. I've always wanted to. I just don't know where to start. Like I've always, oh, look at that. I've always had like ideas and stuff. I just don't know where to start. Anyway, so I feel like you got a lot of resistance on it. And then with the Knight of Swords, there's a lot of resistance there. Or people were telling you, it's like they had opinions. You're not going to be able to accomplish that. You're not going to be able to do that. Are you kidding me? Whatever, right? And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. And then over here, we got a little surprise card that popped out with it. So we have the Emperor and the Ace of Swords. Little did you know, while you were going along in your life and through your spiritual awakening, and you put that thing back on the shelf and you weren't even sure like what you wanted to do or whatever, right? The universe was still working behind the scenes and taking the natural, organic steps forward. See, this is what happens with manifestations. When you're not so focused on what it is that you want to manifest, the universe is still working on getting it to you. You plant the seed. And that's why we all say, we as in healers, teachers, spiritual guides, whatever, right? We all say to you, plant the seed and then walk away. Don't sit there and stare at it. Don't cry on it to water the seed. Like, don't do that. When your focus is on something else, that's when the things start to show up. And then so you have this aha moment. And I mean, for those of you who want to start a business, the Emperor is an excellent card to get for that. So here's your sign. For those of you who weren't really sure, like on the fence, should I start a business? Should I not start a business? What should I do? There's your sign. That's your aha moment. You're getting the information from the Ace of Swords right now. Here's your sign. I'm telling you, if that comedian hadn't started saying that, I don't know what I would be saying, because I feel like I've said that a lot this year. Here's your sign. So it's time to act on it. It's time to take some action on it. And even if you're not entirely sure still of what direction to go in, I feel like I feel like this Wheel of Fortune, this energy shift is like a door, like a portal door that's opening for you so that you can take some action on whatever it is, right? Okay. So let's see what this Hierophant is. And this, again, may not be for everybody. This could, but I do feel like there's something, and again, it doesn't have to do with work. It could do with relation. Like you manifested a long time ago. that you wanted to marry a particular person. Well, that person didn't show up in your life, but somebody else did, and now you're getting married. That kind of manifestation, okay? Something that you started manifesting in when you were still forced into societal standards. You started manifesting it, and it looked different back then. And now it's coming into fruition. And with judgment on the Hierophant, it's like the universe is saying, I am supporting you through this. Like, it's time. You have to get up off your butt, right? It's time to get in. It's time to do. 9 of Cups. And so now, why is it, and people will say, so why does that start? Why does it start manifesting after all this time? Why does it come back? Why does it start manifesting? Well, now you're ready. You know how I say the universe is grooming you for greatness? The universe is grooming you. Like all of these trials and tribulations you go through, you're being groomed. You were groomed for it. And then that Ace of Cups on that 9 of Cups equals the 10 of Cups, which is ultimate happiness. All you were missing from the 9 of Cups in your old life was the love of yourself. Answer to everything. All you had to do was love yourself a little bit more. And by that, I don't mean like lavish presents all over yourself all the time. I just realized I'm not wearing my ring. Feels a little bit naked without it. But here's the thing though, is it's not, it's like you had to go through all of that for you to be ready for the ultimate gift. That's the whole point of our lives. Like the purpose of life, our life's purpose is to play out our soul contract. Our mission, that's a different story. Your life's purpose is to learn the lessons that you wrote out in your soul contract to learn. A lot of that has to do with your birth chart. A lot of it has to do with past lives. Right? And it's now like it's this Wheel of Fortune is shedding light. Look at that. The sun. The sun and the 5 of Cups on the Wheel of Fortune. It's almost bittersweet. Like it feels like the best day in the whole world with a little tinge of sadness. Like you got some really bad news on a wedding day or on your birthday, or like it wasn't horrible news. It wasn't really big news. Like it's not like ruin your life news. But that 5 of Cups makes me feel like you're like there's some kind of bittersweetness. Maybe you had to let go of some people in your life. Maybe you have to move. Maybe there's some kind of shift that has to happen. It's really good for you though. It's gonna be marked with a little bit of sadness, but it's really good for you. And I think that some people might not be, I don't know. I don't feel like a lot of people, I feel like some people in your circle might not be very supportive about it with this Knight of Swords. There is a fire sign, possibly. The King of Wands, and he's very adamant. Very adamant about how he feels about the situation. I don't know who that King of Wands is for you. Could be a boss, could be a friend, could be a parent. Whoever that is for you, I feel like either you're having to give some bad news or there's something that this King of Wands isn't, or this King of Wands just feels rushed. Maybe this is you, and now you're feeling a little bit rushed, where before things weren't very rushed, and now that things like your path is a little bit more clear and everything's coming out a little bit more clear. You could be the King of Wands and just feel really, really rushed and chaotic, and this is where you need to allow yourself to get grounded, right? Be like the Knight of Pentacles, where you let things happen organically. You take this person, it's not that he's not concerned about, it's about quality, not quantity. So it doesn't matter if he gets there really fast. It only matters if he gets there right. Like if everything, you know, he's not rushing into any type of situation. Slow and steady wins the race, that kind of thing. So yeah, and he's guaranteed success. This is why it took so long, because, and I tell you guys this all the time, you have a divine birthright. You have a divine birthright to be happy and abundant in your life. It is your birthright to be happy, to live a joyful and happy life in abundance. Now, the word abundance doesn't necessarily mean rich or having a lot of money or having a lot of material possessions. Abundance is different to everybody, right? So this 10 of Pentacles is going to be different to everybody. This 10 of Pentacles could represent every single person that you feel close to and abundant with. This 10 of Pentacles could be the $10 that's in your purse where you feel safe just having $10 to your name. This could be the fact that you feel abundant, that you have a place to sleep at night. This could be that you feel abundant because you got an inheritance, or you bought a new house, you bought a new car, you got a new job. The Knight of Pentacles is saying it's happening to you the way that it's supposed to be happening to you. It's coming to you, you know, so don't rush it. You don't want to rush it. This is not a time to rush the abundance. And if you are seeing how things are starting to come to fruition, like from your past, where you started to manifest things from your past and now you're manifesting it into the future, when you're starting to see that and allowing yourself to see that, that's sort of when you're like, oh, wow, I sort of had control this whole time. I just wasn't paying attention. And now you're sort of sitting up and paying attention. I'm going to clarify these two cards together, the Emperor and the Ace of Swords. Yeah. And see now, because you had that moment, woo, Hanged Man is at the bottom of the deck. I like seeing the Hanged Man in this position, honestly. The Chariot on the Emperor and the Ace of Swords is giving you the green light. Like it's just time. Whatever it is that had stopped you in the past is no longer able to stop you. And now you are able to push forward into all the things that you wanted to do before, but you just weren't ready. And now you are. And if you look back to that time where you first had that thought, or you first had that seed, that thought seed in your mind, when you go back to that time and you think about who you were during that time, you didn't have enough experience. The universe had to take you through so much more before you could start to realize what this 10 of Pentacles truly means to you. For some of you, this 10 of Pentacles is going to be about material stuff. For some of you, it's not. And that's okay. Either way, it's fine. Just as long as it starts from the heart and this isn't used to make you feel better. This 10 of Pentacles should never be used to make you feel better. This 10 of Pentacles is about you working really hard to have the things that you desire, right? It's not about your self-esteem. Your self-esteem comes from within, right? So for some of you, for some of you, you had to be placed on pause. For some of you, you're going through tower moments. And the only reason why all of this is happening is so that you can have a fresh, clean start with the Fool. And feel the freedom to be able to do that. There's some kind of freedom that's here. But that tower moment might, and this could be this weekend. This tower moment could happen this weekend with that Mars-Uranus opposition. Like, I don't know if I could go out in public this weekend. Serious, I don't know if I'm going to. And I'm not one to let an astrological aspect stop me from living my life. If I have to go out this weekend, I will. But, I mean, there's always delivery. I'm just kidding. A little bit. I'm like 30% kidding. Okay. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. And remember that you're always manifesting. We're always moving forward. We're always pushing the envelope every single day. And every single day you can wake up and start with a brand new, fresh energy. So remember that and keep that in mind for this weekend. And if you need anything from me, I'll be around. Love you guys. Bye.